I'm Gwendolyn Zürcher, the owner of Zürcher Gallery on Bleecker Street. I'm really thrilled to have this year the 100 Women of Spirit Plus Part 3 edition running until September the 7th.
Hi, I'm Trissy Callan, and I have two passions. The first is painting and art. The second is psychotherapy. And my work in this show at Gwendolyn Zürcher's gallery is, first of all, this oil painting, which is 24 inches square, oil on canvas, which was done when I was very anxious about a medical issue I had. So it's called Anxious Self-Portrait. And these drawings are drawings that I did one at a time, day by day, 3 minutes minimum. And I'm really interested in a dialogue between the artist and the psychotherapist part of me. And I think I call this emotional weather. And so we go through so many feelings and emotions and thoughts that are constantly changing. And I want to capture that process. So that's kind of why they're in a grid form. And I'm super glad to be in this show. And I hope you enjoy the work. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cora Jane Glasser. I use urban construction sites to explore the ideas of presence and absence and the passage of time. When I watch the process of construction and demolition, I'm reminded that the city is a living archaeological site, and it's constantly concealing and revealing layers of human experience. These paintings from my series called Interstices reduce that otherwise kind of messy thing to slabs of color and form, interrupted by intervals that hide more than they reveal. It begs the question, what will we leave behind, and will it be remembered? Thank you, and I'm very pleased to be in this show.
Hi, my name is Marieken Cochius. I'd been working on a large welding project when I came across a large amount of zinc roofing material from an old barn. Huge amount. And I wanted to play with it. Even though zinc is magnetic, it doesn't conduct electricity. Probably has nothing to do with each other, but it surprised me. So since I couldn't weld, I wanted to play with the blowtorch and see what marks I could make by adjusting the flames and the intensity of the flame and the distance of the torch to the material. Then I found out that these colors, almost muscle-like, muscle shell-like colors appeared, and was playing with that, and even burned right through it, so that it almost becomes like lace. And individually, each piece looks like almost something seen through a microscope or a telescope. And I think that's in a lot of my work, it has almost like a fractal-like quality, whether it's drawings or work on paper or on zinc, that's something that keeps coming back.
Hi, I'm Hackl Fagan, and this new work is called A Taxonomy of Pond Weed, and I'm employing found objects as sculpture transformed through color, as well as using the object as a printing mechanism on a receiving sheet of paper or canvas. So what you have is cause and effect, and the piece of wood that's in this exhibition comes from an old house that I've been restoring. It's about a 330-year-old piece of shingle from the exterior of the house. We've saved all of the material so we can study it, and it's finding its way into my work.
My name's Kathy Levine. The natural world is what energizes and inspires my work. All living entities share similar qualities and affect an area greater than themselves, and we are all inextricably linked. My pieces are made of primarily of recycled paper. I cast and mold them over natural objects and also constructed molds. On top of the cast paper, I use oil paint as well as other materials such as water-based photo transfers, let's see, oil paint, and graphite. Recycled paper is what conveys a regenerative and cyclical quality of life for me. And the main reason I create art is to connect viewers with the natural world and to inspire awareness, appreciation, and care for the planet.
Hi, my name is Anne Finkelstein. This is my painting, Green Lift. My work is inspired by photographs that I take on the street. I walk around with my camera, which is really just my phone, and it's usually color and light that makes me snap a picture. What I do is I take multiple views of one object, and then I superimpose them in Photoshop. In this case, it's two different views of this object. One of them is upside up and one of them is upside down. The reason that I do that is to abstract the image, make it a bit less literal, and create a more complex spatial experience. So hopefully it's an experience that invites you into the space, and then you take a little trip, and hopefully there's also a way to escape.
Hi, I'm Roberta Fineberg. I'm a mixed media artist. I'm very excited because 2025 represents a very big year where I feel like I'm just beginning. So I have some very new work, and one is Venus Rising, and it's actually a feminist piece. When I started making it, I didn't realize what direction I would go in because that's how it always is when I make something. I just want to make it, start making it, and then it kind of lives. So it's photo-based and oil on canvas, basically. And the second piece is an homage to Edmund White. And this is also, this is photography, but there's no painting, but it's also playing with values of color. So the two of them are kind of like color fields having a dialogue with each other. I really love the idea of these two pieces, painting and photography. And the question of, is photography art, has always been the age-old question. And yes, photography is art. And
Hi, I'm Jane Sangerman. Thank you so much to Zürcher Gallery for this wonderful opportunity. I'm a mixed media painter. I work in spray paint and archival pigment print on canvas as well as paper and panel. My work is hinged vertically, presenting two opposing spaces. The top explores the metaphysical, while the bottom considers our human imbued aging surfaces. Locality also informs my work. My neighborhood of Bushwick, Brooklyn, can account for the high color and heightened palette. Fencing occupies a large part of the urban landscape where I live, and seeing light and color through them has become an obsession and become a main theme in my work. I'm very drawn to the city's storied surfaces and grieve the changes that are soon to come.
Hello, my name is Andra Samelson, and a recurring theme in my work for many years has been the mystery and dynamic openness of the sky. I work with imagery that is often associated with galactic and microscopic images, which emphasizes the way the microcosm and macrocosm mirror each other. I'm very interested in spaces between things, in gaps and blind spots and vibrant emptiness. I create shifting boundaries with these fugitive dotted lines to explore the ephemeral nature of form. I often work with the circle, alluding to metaphysical concepts and circular forms in nature. For many years, the dominant color in my work has been blue. Blue has a great emotional resonance for me and is often associated with the world of the spirit. with healing and transcendence. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Amy Cheng. I have long been interested in cosmology. About 3 years ago, I started painting kind of outer space, which got me interested in examining astrophysics. Astrophysics then led me to quantum physics. And a friend of mine, an artist who has a son who's a young physicist, she told him to look at my work, and he sent me a link to a physicist named Federico Fagan. He is actually the physicist who invented the microprocessor for Intel. And Fagan, unlike the rest of the physicists in the world, believes that consciousness is not something that comes out of our brains, but is actually something that is fundamental to the universe. I now believe that consciousness is part of the fabric of the universe. And in these paintings, I'm using the flowers to represent consciousness.
Hi, I'm Ali Ha, and this work uses a satin base that is upcycled, and it is painted in a meditative state. I have no idea what I do when I do it, but in the end, I hang it up and I let it stream and dry. And so then when I came in, I see what it looks like, and I added this Tesla space car that Elon Musk sent in to space for exploration with an astronaut in it. And this piece is my commentary about space junk pollution. And then my second work here is a rotating artwork. Currently it's rotating. It rotates about the Ritz London between the lobby and the restaurant. So the work is two perspectives in one work.